हवा लगती थी तब लगता था यार जन्नत में आ गए। पहाड़ का प्यार किसी महबूब के बाहों में उलझने से लाख गुना बेहतर होता है।
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into your Advanced Performance Management class. I hope you all are doing well. This is Matlub Ilahi, your Advanced Performance Management course leader. So before we start, let's introduce each other. First of all, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. I have been in teaching industry for last more than 14 years and specialized my core subjects in professional accounting qualifications are advanced performance management and strategic business leader. I teach these two subjects for last more than 1 decade. I also have been teaching in Mauritius as well. You might have heard about from 2013 to 2019. And currently I am working in the ESG finance, like sustainable finance industry. This subject, advanced performance management, is very, very close to my heart. And you will see this my passion, my love for this subject is beyond words. Why I am so much passionate about this subject, advanced performance management, you will realize it at the end of today's class. So a little bit introduction of mine. Then congratulations for choosing this amazing subject. How much interesting this subject is, you will also have some idea by the end of this class about the importance, about the value, about the significance, and like the future of this subject. So I must say congratulations to all of you for choosing this amazing and wonderful paper. Okay, now it is your turn to little bit introduce yourself. You just have to share how many papers you are taking and what do you think of advanced performance management, what type of stories you have heard about this paper. So you can start. I would request Ramsewal. Hello, Ramsewal.
Hello, I am Mrs. Ramsewak. In fact, it's an error in typing. It's Ramsewak.
Okay, all right.
I'm,
I hope I pronounce it correctly.
It's W-A-K.
All right, Ramsewak.
And I am from Mauritius. Actually, I am an administrative secretary in a tertiary hospital. I have enrolled for the ACCA quite long time back, but due to my work issues, and I had other courses that some papers were left behind. So my intention is to complete this ACCA this year. And I have already done some paper P7, advanced audit. And right now I am pursuing for the March paper for the advanced for the financial reporting. And for June, I will be doing the advanced management paper.
Very good. I really appreciate. For June, you are taking advanced performance management.
Yes.
So what type of stories have you heard about this paper?
Well, to be frank with you, I've got more bad stories and good stories. You know, like many of them say that it's a very tough paper, but it seems it's a very challenging paper. And it's very interesting, preferably to those who want to grow in their career. This is going to help anyone who wants to vision in a higher position. This will be a very plus. That's all. Thank you.
Absolutely. I really appreciate your words. Those who really want to go to the higher position, this paper will definitely be very helpful. Thank you very much for your great words. Thank you very much. Next, hello, Satyajit.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. You're hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm Satyajit from Mauritius. I'm working as an SAP consultant for the finance module. It's been like 4.5 years now. I'm working as an SAP consultant, but before that, I was teaching accounting for secondary school.
Very good.
Mr. Matthew, I think you were at Ravica Hall. So
yes.
I wanted to meet you there, but unfortunately, we left December. I was teaching there as well. I was giving tuition. We were just next class to you.
At Rabta Hall. You were teaching at Rabta Hall?
Yes. I had a class just aside yours.
Oh, okay.
Accounting.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So from that, I think 2018, I stopped teaching because I joined Accenture then. And then I started as an SAP consultant for the finance module. Choosing APM is both an ambition and for the work, because we have to do controlling, managerial accounting a lot to support decision making, especially for management. So I have been doing costing, management accounting for HSC level and for university level, like it was for PM. But for me, to support me in my daily activities, even at work, and understanding more how managerial decision works, so I've chosen APM just to be able to set myself at a higher level whenever we have certain meetings at work. So that's a bit the purpose. And concerning ACCA, that's my last paper. I have completed all the other papers. So this is my last paper before completing ACCA.
All right.
A bit, yes.
So thank you very much for choosing my course, and thank you very much for sharing your wonderful story. So definitely, we will be working very hard to help you
Yes.
accomplish, pass this paper, and qualify ACCA this June.
Yes, that's the target.
Thank you. Definitely. You are cost controller, so you understand the importance of targets as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hello again. Okay. All right. Thank you for your chat message. Yes, of course. I remember you again. Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you very much for your detailed introduction. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Yes, Nusrat. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Nusrat. I'm from Mauritius. I'm a fund accountant, currently working in a company called Gain Solutions. It's been 5 years since I'm working in this company. I'm left with only the options paper to complete ACCA. I'll be sitting for this paper in June 2023. To be honest, I didn't really have an idea on this paper. Actually, my brother and sister, they both have completed ACCA, and they haven't done this paper. So to be honest, nothing really heard on APM actually.
Okay, all right. So what type of stories they have shared with you?
They have told me about how complex advanced tax is. And I intend on taking advanced audit paper. So I just wanted to know a bit more on this APM paper.
Very good. So this is your curiosity to explore this paper, right?
Exactly.
Good. Good to hear. Thank you very much. Hello, Grishma.
Hi, I'm Grishma from Mauritius. I have taken this paper because it's a challenging paper. And then what are stories? They are very challenging. And it's a tough paper, right? I have seen the pass rate. It's about 30%, 28, 30. It's really tough. So I'm taking this paper because we are ACCA student and we are in a higher position, and to be able to take a decisions. So APM is this paper is therefore a really will help us in our future.
True. Absolutely true. Thank you very much. You
Thank
have
you.
shared the words. Thanks a lot. Hello, Dia.
Hi everyone. So I'm Dia in Mauritius, as all of you are. So I'm currently working in the banking sector, Standard Bank more precisely. I have done a degree in Australia, so I don't really know the rules and regulations of the UK. Here was a bit tough for me, but I got the exemptions for level 1 and 2. I completed my 3 papers and are left with only the 2 options. And I have taken a break, haven't joined ACCA since 3 years, since I've done the 3 papers. So APM, it's actually out of curiosity, I'm taking it because I don't know tax. So I thought, why not take this paper?
Very good.
Yeah.
So I appreciate. Thank you for choosing this amazing paper, and definitely will know the importance and value of this paper, and you will definitely be feeling valued as well. Thank you. Hello, Devgan Singh.
Hello everyone. This is Devgan Singh from the Mauritius. In fact, I have been an external editor for the past 9 years at BDO & Co, Mauritius. In fact, I have just taken the SBL paper and now waiting for the results. And if everything goes well, 5 posts, this will be my last paper as APM. In fact, the reason to have chosen APM is that during level 2, I was I was really fascinated by F5, the performance, the management, because I like very much the costing, the types of costing, etc. The performance key indicators, and also I am. In fact, I find this so really interesting. Well, compared to tax and financial management. That's the reason I've chosen this paper.
Very good. I appreciate, and I hope you have heard some stories as well.
Yes, in fact, certain of my colleagues have said, are you choosing the right paper given the pass rate are low, and that given it's a bit difficult to pass this paper, but in fact I have told them that this paper will indeed help me to know more about the business world in the future.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
true. Absolutely true. You will have more exposure to the business world with this paper.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Devgan Singh. Hello, Ali.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ali from Mauritius. Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm currently working as account officer in the textile industry. I've chosen the APM because the textile is very complex, and since we have to take lots of decisions, I think it will help me in my career. That's why I've chosen the APM paper. And also, I've heard that you're the best. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Please.
Yes. I've heard that you're the best among the lecturers in APM. That's why I have chosen to do it with you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And I must be thankful to all my students who share the positive words. Thank you very much. And textile, you are working in textile, and
yes,
you will definitely be enjoying this class, I can tell you. Because textile, I have been working in textile industry, and right now I have some projects in textile. Right now I'm working in sustainability area, and there are a lot of stories that I will be sharing about textile, and Definitely, definitely. It will help you to advance your career. I can tell you this course.
So just is advanced performance management and advanced financial management a good combination? APM and AFM?
It depends. Advanced performance management takes you towards more like your kind of generic kind of career paths. When you go for advanced financial management, this is more specific. Okay, if you want to go in finance industry, you want to go in securities, you want to go in like stocks, you want to go in investment industry, then advanced financial management is very good option to choose. But if you are more interested in the overall general decision making of the organization, for example, you are in textile, so you have to support the management as a management accountant. Are you understanding my point? You have to support the management as a management accountant. So you will be involved in planning, you will be involved in budgeting, you will be involved in controlling, you will be involved in decision making, you will be involved in data analytics, you will be involved in the long-term, short-term decision making of the organization, you will be involved in a lot of KPIs, performance measures, performance metrics. So in like you will be doing all these. So in that areas, like advanced performance management is there to help you to support you in all these activities. Okay, but advanced financial management is more focused, is more going into the investment industry.
Okay.
In finance, yeah, finance department or finance industry. So you already have chosen your two papers. Optional.
Yeah.
AFM and APM.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much all for your wonderful stories. And this is really inspires me after listening to you to understand where we have to work on and lot of other ideas that will definitely help me to focus more on improving your understanding. Okay, so before we go into the details of the syllabus, let's little bit talk about right now the business world and economy, because that is extremely important for you being advanced performance management students, to know the business and economic world right now. We all know that business world is still trying to get out of the pandemic. Still there are pandemic impact over the economy all across the globe. And the world has not yet come out of the pandemic. And now there are new risks that business organizations are facing. You might have heard, if you are in tourism industry or if you are in finance industry, about the recession, the global recession, and inflation. You have already noticed all across the globe, energy inflation, and there is a food inflation. There is like costing, budgeting, planning, controlling, everything, every activity of the organization is being affected because of the constant inflationary effects and uncertainty across the business and economy. So this is all affecting business performance, and this is our part of discussion. Then we talk about supply chain issues, which right now the entire entire world is facing supply chain issues. There is, you might have heard supply chain issues, for example, about the supply chain issues of, for example, we talk about auto sector. You might have heard that the prices of cars, new cars, have increased. Why? There's a short supply of new cars. Why? You might have heard that because this is because of the processors, or you can say semiconductors, or in other words, you can say chips. Okay, these days the modern cars are equipped with hundreds of chips. Okay, because the auto sector, the companies are collecting more data than ever before. So when they are collecting more data, they are embedding more chips into the different systems of automobile. There would be more than 1,000 sensors, okay, inside a one basic vehicle. I am talking about. I'm not talking about a luxury vehicle such as BMW or Mercedes. I'm talking about basic vehicles. Okay, so there is supply chain disruption all across the globe. Then recessionary effects are there. If the world go into recession, there will be low demand. Okay, people income will fall, people will be losing jobs. So overall, there will be direct impact over the demand for the products and services, and this has impact over performance. What is performance? Performance impact. Let's start impact on performance from financial point of view. Okay, if there is decrease in demand for products and services, okay, for example, like demand for automobiles, okay, if there's a decrease in the demand for cars, or if there's a decrease in demand for furniture, or if there's a decrease in the demand for clothing, what will happen? The sales revenue of those companies which are involved in the industries, their sale revenue will fall. So this is a direct impact over the sales revenue. So direct impact over the performance. On the other side, when there is inflation, what happens with inflation? Inflation means their cost of production, their cost of sales is increasing. Okay, why? Because the components, the materials which are used in the manufacturing, the components which are used in the service provision, their prices are constantly increasing. So ultimately their cost of production will increase, and when the cost of production will increase, there will be either they have to increase their price or they have to absorb that increase in their cost. That will ultimately lead to reduction in profitability. So direct impact on the performance. Then there is the war issue. You might have heard the war between Russia and Ukraine. This is really biting the world. This is really affecting the world because both countries, they are the major producers of grains. Okay, they are major producers of grains, especially if we talk about the poor countries or developing countries in Africa. Africa heavily dependent on the grains from Ukraine and Russia. So as a result of that war, the grain prices have increased. But the story is not just about the grains, because when grain prices have increased, the food inflation is everywhere all across the globe because of the more demand and less supply. Then there is next big challenge is about energy prices. You might have noticed the increase in the fuel prices in Mauritius as well, because there is energy inflation. Okay, because of that, one of the reason is the war. Okay, so all across the globe, the cost of production of the companies, of the business organization has increased because of energy overheads, and we know energy is a major cost. Energy is a major cost in the business operation, especially if you have a manufacturing plant or manufacturing facility. Over there, energy is a very key component. Then next, under the interesting discussion of performance is technology disruption. Technology disruption. We can discuss this technology disruption from multiple aspects. On the one side, there are opportunities for organization. There are opportunities to become more efficient, become digital organization. Yes, digital organization, digital business. So digital business mean they have more dependence. They are going online. They have more data now about their processes, about their products, about their customers, about the customer behaviors. They have more data about their employees' performance. They have more data about their markets. This is the benefits of a digital business. But on the other side, there are changing nature of risks for the organization as well. The more dependent on data means they are going digital, so more vulnerable to cybersecurity, more vulnerable to data breaches, more vulnerable to these rising issues. If you are updated with the cybersecurity news, you might have heard that this is now the one of the biggest concerns for CFOs and for CEOs. So these have direct impact over the companies, over the business organizations. Their cost on the one side, their opportunities are increasing, but unfortunately, not everyone is taking advantage of those opportunities. This is the problem. But on the other side, their costs are increasing because they have to get those systems, they have to have those softwares, they have to have those skills and competencies that would like help to explore the data trends, but on the other side, to protect the organization from the cybersecurity threats. So these are all have interesting insights, and these all have performance management aspect, because if an organization has poor controls, let's talk about more. Okay, if organization has poor controls over its information system infrastructure, or I would say information system or information technology assets. Okay, if there are poor control over information technology assets, you just imagine what may happen. Okay, in case if there is a data breach, or if there is a data theft, or if there is like risk or data is leaked, what would happen? Imagine there would be new kind of risks would be followed. For example, the reputation risk. The customers may stop trusting the organization. So ultimately, this may lead to the very serious situation, such as, for example, the business risk or strategic risk for the organization. On the other side, it would lead, if there are poor information system, information technology controls, then there would be regulatory fines, there would be penalties, there would be fines for poor controls, for poor governance. So interesting thing is that this paper, Performance Management, it looks at every corner, every aspect of the organization life. It touches every aspect of organization life, because it is about performance management and performance measurement. Okay, then let's talk about the hottest issue. The hottest issue. We can call it like elephant in the room: climate change. Climate change. Everywhere there is climate change. Like my friend who is working in textile industry knows it very well, that how challenging it has become in textile industry, because textile industry is infamous for its massive pollutions. It is criticized for fast fashion. It is criticized for the massive use of chemicals, for plastics, for polyester, for massive use of energy, and then waste, the ultimate problem. The waste, that waste goes into landfills. And if we look at the textile supply chain, you would be amazed how much water is consumed by one t-shirt, or how much water is consumed by a pair of jeans. Okay, that is amazing. And the world is already facing the water crisis, and unfortunately cotton is grown in those areas that are facing the climate change affects most. Okay, cotton is grown in normally those areas. But the story is not just about cotton. When cotton comes to the ginning factories, spinning factories, or when where the actual t-shirts or like manufacturing plants are there, there's a massive use of dyes, there's a massive use of chemicals. And if those dyes and chemicals are discharged into the fresh water without treatment, what would happen? There would be new problems follow about health, about the society issues, and a lot of other problems. Okay, so there is a massive change is underway right now in the area of climate change, because companies, businesses all across the globe, they are now required to reduce their footprints. Companies and businesses all across the globe, they are required to reduce their environmental footprints, reduce their social footprints. There is a massive, right now I am sharing with you, right now, there's a massive movement is going on. There's a massive pressure over the companies and business organization to report now. So there are new reporting requirements. You may be aware of that. Okay, sustainability reporting. This is called sustainability reporting, or you might have heard about ESG. All right, you would be aware that International Accounting Standard, IASB, they are also going to introduce, they already have launched the sustainability standards as well. So sustainability standards are going to become the main regulation requirement for companies to report on their emissions, report on their water consumption, report on their use of materials, their chemicals. And this is not just the story, my dear. There is a more use of blockchain technology. So companies are now required to, traceability, they are required to be more transparent. There is more focus on transparency. There is more focus on traceability. Understand? So here comes our beloved subject, advanced performance management, because in this paper, you will be learning about information system. Understand? Information system design and data that will be required for transparency, for traceability. So climate change, there's so much to discuss about. By the way, there are new regulations in European Union, because Europe is very important for market for Mauritius products. Okay, Mauritian textiles mostly go to European brands, and there is a fast changing environment about regulatory environment. So those my students who are working with European clients or in European market, they should be aware of the latest trends and latest changes in the sustainability reporting, okay, in Europe. So climate change, whether that is a dairy industry, food industry, textile, plastic, auto, energy, minerals, metals, whatever industry is there, is facing the heat of climate change, Okay, next, talk about customers. Customers, they are changing. They have changed. Their behaviors have changed. They have more access to information. They have the social media, and they are spending more time on social media. So on the one side, there is opportunity. On the one side, there is a threat for organization. There is a risk for the organization, I would say. Risk. Opportunity in sense that organization can attract more customers. They have the global reach. They can increase their social media presence. They can increase their interaction with their customers. They can present their products in more effective way online and on the social media. Okay, and they can attract more interest, and they can collect more data about their customers. But this is just one side. We need also look at the other side of the picture as well. There are risks as well. Customers are more aware than ever before, and they have more opportunities. They have more options now than ever before. If we go back 15 or 20 years and we ask our parents, if we go 20 years back, okay, a world, for example, in early 2000 or before 2000, and we ask our parents, or if you were there at that time going to markets and purchasing products and services, we were having limited options, but now we have more options. Understand? So everyone is competing online. Every brand, every business is competing online. Everyone is trying to attract the attention. Everyone is trying to attract the focus of customers. So there is a more risk, and customers are more aware of. They have more information. Understand? So on the one side, there are opportunities. On the other side, there are risks. Let's connect this customer's issue with climate change, for example. Today, customers are more aware of climate change. They want now more than ever their brands, their favorite brands, to be more responsible. For example, if you like Zara or H&M, or for example, let's talk about Celio or Woolworth in Mauritius, for example. You like the products from Woolworth or from Celio. You want these brands to be more responsible, okay? To be more responsible. Responsible is not just about responsibility of their stores or responsibility of their business operation. This is a very broad. They need to be responsible about the nature as well. Okay, how they treat the nature. How they treat the nature. Understand? Are they polluting the nature for their profits, or they are protecting the nature? How they treat their employees. So there is a more focus on social and human capital as well. More focus on social and human capital. Understand? Now we are asking our favorite brands to please report on their supply chains. For example, if you are in France, or you are in Germany or UK, and you are purchasing a Zara product or H&M product, now you can trace your garment where it was made. Even now, Celio is also reporting on its products traceability as well. Are you aware of that? Have you heard about these type of stories? Traceability, responsible supply chains and traceability. You can check on H&M. Okay, you just click on their any product and go into the specification of that product. So that will give you the details, that the components. This is a very common information. Okay, what material is used, but now they are also offering the information about their supplier as well. Okay, but soon, because of the technology developments, you will see that traceability. There is more requirement now about emissions, water, chemicals, traceability as well, chemical reporting with technology. Okay, have you ever got opportunity to see the barcodes or the scan the code over your garment, and that will take you the whole supply chain of that garment. Anyone has idea? Anyone has idea? That is because of blockchain technologies. Understand? So there is a more use of technology is in the center of the supply chains. Next, let's talk about compliance issues. So I hope you are getting the bigger picture. All these factors have impact over performance, and interesting thing is that all these factors are discussed in advanced performance management questions. Okay, advanced performance management questions discuss all these factors. Let's discuss few more. Compliance issues, more compliance than ever before. Now companies are required to be more behaving ethically. They are required to follow the law, follow the compliance, and for example, about health and safety compliance, about the product care compliance. Then regulation. When we talk about regulation, for example, I can discuss the example of, for example, reporting regulation, reporting. Okay, I can connect regulation and compliance with climate change, for example, and customers. More requirement, more demands on the organization about their data. They are now required to share more data about governance, about their business model, about the strategy, about performance, about risk, about future outlook. Why? Because shareholders, now investors want more information from organizations. Okay, they want more detail about the business model. This was not the case. If we go 10-15 years back, this was not the case. So interesting point is that overall reporting landscape has changed now. What word I am using? Overall reporting landscape has changed. Overall performance reporting landscape has changed. Previously, companies used to report only financial. All right, but now more demands from the companies to report on non-financial. And this is a core area in advanced performance management, to report on non-financial performance. What is non-financial performance? Non-financial performance is about performance about their customers. They are required to report more on the society performance in their social capital, their human capital. They are required to report more how they are affecting the nature. An interesting point I can share with you, there are new standards coming on biodiversity as well. Biodiversity. Yes, if a company, for example, in logging industry, in forestry, for example, that company is making paper, for example, paper, and paper is made from forest, okay, forest and trees. Or if a company is engaged in furniture, using the lumber or using the woods, okay, or if a company is engaged in dairy, or if a company is engaged in agriculture, or if a company, just imagine agriculture and how many products we see on the racks of the superstores, okay, from masala companies to edible oil companies, understand? So they are required now to report on their non-financial capital as well. Investors demands have changed, and regulation is also changing very fast. Now investors want companies to be more socially responsible. They want companies to be more ethically performing. They want more ethically performance. Okay, ethically performing. In advanced performance management, these questions are also asked about ethics of the organization as well. Okay, so overall, there's a changing faces of risks. So I hope from this discussion, you have got some idea that on the one side, there is opportunities. There's a new wave of opportunities is increasing for companies to improve their performance. But on the other side, there are changing faces of risks as well. New risks are emerging for organizations. Next, competition. You might have studied the Porter 5 Forces model in your SPL if you already have studied SPL. By the way, Porter 5 Forces is also part of advanced performance management as well. But here, the application of Porter 5 Forces is different. Okay, in SBL, Porter 5 Forces is used to analyze the strategy, is used to analyze the strategic position, is used to analyze the overall competition in the market. But here in advanced performance management, you will be applying Porter 5 Forces as a performance management tool. Yes, that is the beauty. That is the beauty of this paper, that models are changed. Their application is changed when it comes to advanced performance management. And by the way, you have studied, if you have studied already SBL, then this paper will definitely, you will be enjoying, because this is this paper, APM and SBL both have very natural bonding with each other. You can say APM is extension to SBL, I can tell you. APM extension to SBL. Both have natural bonding with each other. So many models that you studied at SPL, they are used at APM as well. For example, PESTEL model. Now, PESTEL is used in SPL to analyze the external environment in which the organization is operating. But the same model, when it is applied at APM level, its application is changed. Okay, it becomes a performance management model where you will be required to suggest KPIs. You will be required to suggest metrics. For example, if the economic environment of the organization is changing, or political environment of the organization is changing, or social, technological, ecological, legal environment of the organization is changing, then how it would affect performance. So this is how those models are applied at advanced performance management. Okay, next. So competition. Yeah, we were talking about competition. Competition, this is my favorite area where I keep my research updated about industries and companies and sectors and business models. So we see there is a massive shift in the way organizations are competing. There is a massive uncertainty, you can say, or disruption is going through in every industry. Every industry, my dear, literally about competition. Competing has become more difficult. Why competition has become more difficult? All these factors you can link, we have discussed earlier, you can link with competition. Okay, companies now have the global access. They are online, digital, their customers are different, and there is so much research and development is going on. There's so many new businesses are emerging, which are putting pressure over existing big companies. Not clear? No problem. If you look at Standard & Poor 500, S&P 500, S&P 500. This is the index of world largest 500 companies. You would be amazed that on the top position, the players are those who have emerged during this 21st century. You would be amazed. Who are they? If you look at the S&P 5 top 10, which players would be there? Imagine. There is Apple. There is Google. There is Amazon. There is Microsoft. There is Meta, Facebook. There are like mostly companies. Yeah, there is Tesla. If you look at the history of these companies, how old is their history? Imagine. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Apple, Tesla. Just 14 years back, Tesla has come into being. But now one of the biggest companies, Facebook. How old is the history of the Facebook? Amazon. How old is the history of Amazon? But imagine which companies they have removed from this position. Which companies have lost their position? Very interesting. Today, Tesla value is more than the total value of BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen. And imagine Volkswagen with, like, if I am not mistaken, Volkswagen almost 100-year-old. Ford, more than 100-year-old history. Ford, General Motor, GM, more than 100 years old history. Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Suzuki. You talk about French cars. Understand? So how was it possible for a new player who just came into the market and grabbed the attention, won the competition? How was it possible? How was it possible? What do you think? I would like your input on this point. What do you think? We are talking about impact of competition on performance. So my question is, how Tesla was able to grab the market from existing players, 100 years of history? How? Please give your input. And by the way, I must share with you my teaching style. Those who already know, studied with me, they would know. But my new students, I believe in two ways of communication for learning. I believe that better learning is achieved when we participate in discussion, when we participate in like conversation. So this is important. Please, you ask questions. And when I put a question, respond. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy of wrong answers. There is nothing wrong. What I appreciate is your effort. That's it. This is more important for me. You make effort. Thank you. Okay, so our discussion is now how a new player won in the face of the fierce competition. How Tesla won the competition. Yes, Satyajit. correct? Tesla came with new features in models and unique feature. So what was the uniqueness? What was the uniqueness that distinguished it from the rest? Zero emission, thank you, made use of more technology compared to others. Basically, Tesla. By the way, is there any Tesla in Mauritius? I have seen few electric BMWs over there. Is there any has bought Tesla in Mauritius? Oh, wow, interesting. Very good. Means there is like infrastructure already has developed. Infrastructure, I mean for charging stations and other stuff. Okay, very good, very good. My dear, the basic reason behind winning Tesla was its completely new idea. As the car industry was wrestling, car industry was struggling to update itself, Tesla came with a completely disruptive innovation. This is called disruptive innovation. What it is called? Disruptive innovation. It came with completely different idea. Electric car. Electric car. Instead of using fossil fuels based engines, it came with completely new idea. That is called disruptive innovation. If we look around, there are so many companies that have emerged and gave tough time or won against the existing players. You talk about, for example, music industry, for example. How the music platforms such as Spotify has won the market. Similarly, one company that I missed from the Standard & Poor top 10 is Netflix. How a company in video streaming and in the entertainment has won, that is Netflix. Okay, there are numerous examples that I can share with you about how new players have won the market. Okay, similarly, if I can give you one more example, for example, by the way, there are hundreds of examples of disruptive innovation and how the new players have won. Our topic is competition. Our topic is competition. So the point here is how a business can remain relevant. Here is the one answer is keep disrupting, keep reinventing your business model. This is the only option left for any company. Keep reinventing your business model. Mean you have to challenge your existing products, your existing operations, existing processes, existing markets. Keep challenging your thinking. This is the only way. Imagine Apple Watch, for example. Okay, Apple Watch. How it disrupted the existing watch industry. A very interesting case to study, Apple Watch. When it was launched a few years back, I think 2015. At that time, one journalist asked, by the way, imagine, before Apple Watch, there was iPhone. And iPhone was launched in 2008. Before iPhone, before Apple phone, which company was the best one? Which company was the leader in mobile market? That was Nokia. Nokia was the leader in mobile industry. Okay. There was a 2009 article in Forbes magazine, who won the mighty, or like this statement was, who won this against Nokia? Who won against Nokia? And within just 2, 3, 4 years, Nokia had already fallen. Why? What happened? It's a very interesting case to study in performance management. Basically, Nokia did not respond to the markets. At that time when iPhone was launched, that was a big revolution in the smartphone industry. But unfortunately, Nokia did not respond. And what happened? Who knows Nokia today? When we talk about Generation Z, or that generation that have born after 2000, and those who are in 14, 15, 60s, in 20s, they might have never heard about Nokia. And it is not very old story. It is just 12 years back. The point here is you have to keep reinventing your business model. Yes, I was sharing with you, when first Apple Watch was launched, one journalist asked the president of Switzerland, Swiss watch industry is famous for its elegant and precious time machines, such as Hublot. You have seen in soccer matches, football matches, Hublot, Tag Heuer, Rolex. One journalist asked that, what do you think of the Apple Watch? But the president laughed and said, we have no competition with Apple Watch, okay, because we are different. Interesting point is that within just 1 to 2 years, Apple Watch had already snatched the 35% share of the watch industry. Imagine how it happened. Now our discussion is going into another level, and other interesting. I am taking you to a next level of understanding how Apple Watch was able to win a competition. This is called ecosystem. You have heard this term before, ecosystem of products. Basically, Apple has developed an ecosystem of products. Okay, if you are using your MacBook, or using your iPad, or using your iPhone, or any other Apple product, okay, you would have noticed there is a natural synchronization. There is a natural sync between Apple products. Understand? So this was one of the reasons, and this is our new strategy now. Every big company is new, big idea. This is new, big strategy now. Every company is trying to follow ecosystem of its products and services. Yes, my dear. Every big company. Unfortunately, we have limited time. That's why another day we can discuss on this topic in more detail, that how, yes, in the context of performance management, we can discuss ecosystem and performance management. Okay, how companies are measuring and managing their performance by developing ecosystem of their product. So this is a new big idea in performance management. Okay, so come back to the point. Next discussion is, I hope you have understood now that the competition landscape has changed dramatically. New players have come and they are winning. And sorry, I forgot to tell you about online shopping, okay, such as Amazon, for example, okay, or other platforms, or eBay, for example, okay. How are they competing? Next, human capital. From human resource to human capital. Previously, we used to use word human resources, but now we use word human capital. Why it happens? How we have transformed from human resource to human capital? Because there is a reason. Now, talent, skills, knowledge, competencies, capabilities, their nature has changed. Yes, the nature of skills have dramatically changed. Nature of skills have changed. Now, typical skills, the skills of yesterday would have little value, little use in today's world. Today, we need to be updated with the latest softwares. We need, if we want to remain relevant today, we need to update with the latest technology, with the latest information systems. Understand? So there is a more use of niche and unique talent. Okay, unique talent. The reason is very simple. The economy of today is very different than the economy of yesterday. Okay, so new economy, this is new economy. This is new economy. And new economy requires new skills. Those my friends who are in teaching career, or those who are teachers, they know better that how the technology, how the platforms, yes, there are platforms that have changed the way we learn, we educate. So the point here is that human capital for some companies have become more precious than anything else. Although there's a more use of AI, there's a more use of automation, there's a more use of machine learning, but still the importance of human capital is there. And companies are winning on the basis of their human capital, on the basis of innovation, on the basis of the creativity. Yes, my dear, we need to be more creative now. Need to be more creative. Okay, how we add value to our companies, our business organizations, our enterprises. Okay, how we help them. Now we use word partners. Okay, how we can partner to help the company win in the market. Understand? So there's a lot of change in the skills and human capital is going on. Okay, I hope you got it. And then the last, but not last, but just because last of this list is CSR, ethics and stakeholder. Companies are facing with CSR issues. Companies are facing with ethical issues. Companies are facing with stakeholders, more demands. Stakeholders, yes, their stakeholders have increased. There are more stakeholders. Previously, stakeholder supposed to be just shareholders and that's it. But now the society is stakeholder. The customers are stakeholders. Suppliers are stakeholders. There is like your online community is your stakeholder. Yes, a new group of stakeholders have merged. That is called nature. Your stakeholders are plants. Your stakeholder is water. Your stakeholders are rivers, streams, and fish stocks and other ecosystems. Okay, they are your stakeholders. So we need to operate responsibly. Okay, we need to our business organization need to perform more responsibly, more ethically, understand and consider a wider group of stakeholders in our decision making. Okay, so this is the challenges, our new world of performance management. I would call it a new world of performance management. I hope with this discussion, you are now better aware of the challenges, the problems, the issues which modern organizations are facing in the context of performance management. Okay, because all these have impact on performance management. And this is what basically advanced performance management paper requires. Yes, my dear. APM paper requires you have more broad understanding. You have more broad knowledge. You have broad awareness of the problems, the challenges which organizations are facing. And then you come up with solutions. So you need to have a solution mindset. APM paper is not difficult, I can tell you. APM paper is technical. It is not difficult. It is technical. And technical mean, I hope little bit you already have got idea. What is technical meaning? It is not generic paper where you are explaining the benefits of budgets or you are required to explain disadvantage and advantage of this and that. No, this is pure application. For example, if you are required to evaluate budgeting technique, for example, zero-based budgeting, the question is to evaluate zero-based budgeting. It does not mean you just list down what are advantages and disadvantages of zero-based budgeting. No, but you have to particularly apply that in the context of the organization. So this will demand you to first understand the nature of operations of the organization. Point is clear? Until you don't understand the nature of processes, until you don't understand the nature of markets, until you don't understand the nature of products, nature of customers, nature of processes, how would you be able to make suggestion of a budgeting system? No, not possible. So this will demand you to first understand the nature of processes, nature of operations. And by the way, now I'm asking you a question. Without understanding the markets, without understanding the products, customers, and processes, how would we be able to make recommendation? Would it be possible? Would it be possible to make accurate advice? If you are working as a consultant, for example, hello, this is my question. Without understanding the nature of processes, operations, customers, markets, products, we cannot make correct advice. So this is required in advanced performance management. Okay, I can write a note for you here. So in overall discussion, in our overall discussion of factors affecting performance of organizations, okay, APM questions would require you to evaluate various models, tools, or frameworks and their suitability. Evaluate means suitability. Suitability in the context of organization. Suitability in the context of the organization. So evaluate various models, tools, frameworks, and advise or recommend or suggest this most suitable one. Most suitable one. Okay. So what we need here, this will require the students to first understand nature of business processes and operations, products, customers, markets, and wider external challenges. Okay, this will require the students to first understand nature of business processes, operations, products, customers, markets, and wider external challenges before making advice to choose suitable tool or technique. Tool technique mean, for example, budgeting, for example, such as a budgeting system, for example, zero-based, For example, incremental, for example, continuous, okay, for example, activity-based budgeting, ABB. So this is called advanced performance management. This is called, you need to develop, you need to think like this, my dear. And you can understand this is not difficult. This is more interesting to first understand the nature. For example, there are so many questions in advanced performance management. For example, the question requires you to evaluate. Word evaluate is so frequently used, my dear. Evaluate is so frequently used in advanced performance management. Evaluate. But advanced performance management would not ask you at define. It would not ask you discuss, because these are more basic level verbs. You will be tested at advanced level verbs such as analyze, evaluate. Evaluate is very frequently used. For example, if there are like 6-7 tasks, you can expect 3 to 4 tasks using evaluate verb. Evaluate. So in evaluate, you have to look at the suitability of a particular tool, a technique, a model, a framework in the context of the organization. Okay? You are clear? So that's why I recommend my students to have wide reading. More reading of press articles, quality press articles, quality news articles, quality magazines. Okay? For example, Bloomberg, for example, Reuters, for example, Guardian, Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, or Economist magazine, okay, where you can have the latest quality news data that will help you to understand the nature of technology, the future of industries, the future of business models. Explore, expand your knowledge, your understanding, because this is required, my dear, for your career progress as well. You have to show yourself different. You have to prove yourself that the knowledge you have is unique. The talent you have is unique. Then you will be the most important need for your organization. So you need to work in that way. Okay, we are talking about advanced performance management, the questions demands of advanced performance management. So the knowledge demand of advanced performance management, I hope you have understood it clearly. Now let's little bit talk about the changing role of accountant and accounting. I am very much passionate for this accounting profession, literally. And I am very optimistic as well. Why I am so enthusiastic about accounting profession? Because I see the importance, the value of accounting profession and accountant itself in this whole global landscape. All the factors we have discussed previously, I see the importance of accountant and accounting. But this is not just accountant. No. You are now the strategic partners. So I would use word strategic partner rather than accountant, because accountant term is too old now, too outdated. We use word strategic partners, or you can use yourself word strategic management accountant. Strategic management accountant. What is the reason that I so believe in the future of accounting? I can share with you a few things. Accounting profession itself is going through massive transformation, and there are two main driving forces. Number one is technology. The more use of AI in accounting, you may be aware of that. There are more softwares. There are more use of machine learning. And it has become now very old, I would say, that you input a transaction and all your records are updated. This is now something of past. Enterprise resource planning system, we are talking about. This is also part of Advanced Performance Management syllabus, ERPS. We are talking about executive support systems. Basically, accounting, one side technology is changing accounting profession so fast. So what technologies you need to update yourself? Yes, my dear, this is a very precious advice I am making for you. If you want yourself ahead of the game, if you want yourself to be at the center of organization, then you need to update your knowledge about the latest trends. It varies from industry to industry, by the way, but general technologies that are shaping the accounting profession. For example, we talk about fintech, financial technologies, the new app-based financial products, whether you have to budget, you have to plan, you have to invest, you have to borrow, you have to lend, you have to save, you have to invest. There are new apps, there are new platforms are emerging. So basically, this is called platform accounting. Then you should be aware of the use of AI. Massive research is going on AI in accounting. Okay. Machine learning. Again, automation of processes. There's so much technology development, advancement is going on automation of processes, automation of accounting services. Yes, my dear, automation of accounting services. Then there are other factors, for example, cloud computing. For example, mobile technologies. For example, 5G, Internet of Things. All these Internet of Things. All these technologies are changing the landscape of accounting, just like these are changing the other industries as well. So accounting profession is going through the massive change. This is one factor, is the technology. The other factor, second factor, I would say, that is shaping the accounting landscape is reporting, sustainability. We already have a little bit discussed on this area, that the new regulation, the new compliance, okay, about sustainability accounting, sustainability accounting. Okay. Companies are now required to report, companies are now required to measure, companies are required to now manage their business operations more responsibly. So here I would say that there is a big opportunity for accountants. Yes, my dear. I would say that here is the big opportunity for management accountants to become the sustainability officers in the organization, to become the corporate sustainability officer in the organization, CSO, to become the corporate socially responsible office, CSR officers of the organization, to become the most important part of organization decision making. Why? Because you have the data. Okay, you have the data, you are measuring, you are reporting, so you have access to all those information which the management need for their planning, which management need for their decision making, which management need for control, which management need for their project appraisals, my dear. So there, unfortunately, we have limited time. Otherwise, in the coming classes, I will definitely recommend you to have some courses, do some short courses on sustainability accounting. If you want to show yourself different, you want to distinguish yourself from the rest, okay? So have some, invest in yourself other than these professional qualifications, okay? Add some new skills, because the business world is moving so fast towards sustainability, and sustainability is not going anywhere now. It is here to stay. You should know how to measure emissions. You should know how to report emissions. You should know what are the 3 scopes. You should know what is scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. You should know. You should know about green, or you should know about GHG accounting. You should know now the latest thoughts which I am sharing with you about the ecosystem services. Yes, companies are now measuring their water stocks. Yes, companies are now measuring their value of natural capital. So accounting is moving in that direction. Value of natural capital. Ecosystem services. For example, when you go to the beach, how important is beach other than fish or other than the like boats or etc.? How important is a beach for the life of a Mauritian? Okay, for social capital, for human capital, for natural capital, for recreation, for mental health. Okay, so there is a lot of other factors contributing towards the accounting. So I hope, and this is the future of accounting. That's why I am very much, this is just a little bit I have shared with you, why I'm so much passionate about this subject as well. So I find this performance management in the center, the most important subject in my point of view, because I keep myself updated with the latest developments which are going on in the accounting profession. So I see where it is going. So I want my students, frankly, I want my students to be at the top priority, top position, to be different than the rest. Okay. So this is the accounting and accounting profession. I think we can take a little break, 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, we can be back with some more interesting thoughts now about more detail about advanced performance management. Okay, so 5 minutes break. You can have some snacks because you may have tired of listening to me. So any question if you have, meanwhile, you can put your question and we will be meeting after 5 minutes of break time. Welcome back. So, advanced performance management. Welcome to the world of advanced performance management. Aim and use in the corporate world. To apply relevant knowledge, skills, and exercise professional judgment in selecting, applying strategic management accounting techniques. Strategic management accounting techniques. Basically, this paper, Advanced Performance Management, is also called strategic management accounting as well, because the level of knowledge, the level of discussion, the level of ideas that you will be discussing and learning are used at the board level, are used at the highest level in the organization. So we also call it strategic management accounting, because you will be learning about strategic management accounting techniques, such as budgeting, for example, in different business contexts, and to contribute to the evaluation of performance of an organization and its strategic and operational development. So this is aim and use of APM in the corporate world. If we look at the relationship of this paper with other papers, you can see that it's originate from management accounting, also called F2 paper sometimes ago. Management accounting, then its next paper level is performance management, then advanced performance management. Okay, so a lot of basic knowledge that you have studied at performance management, if you have studied it, but some students have come from other route, such as taking exemptions and from university side. So they may not have studied performance management in depth, but no need to worry about that. Okay, definitely, this is my responsibility to make and explain things easy for you. But those students who have studied performance management, they would have little bit idea about variance analysis, about basic budgeting, about break-even analysis, about activity-based costing, about balanced scorecard, simple models and simple theories. You may have little bit idea. And my dear, I told you earlier, there is a very strong correlation between SPL and APM. I told you there is a natural bonding between APM and SPL. So if SPL is a compulsory paper, okay, this is not optional. This is like compulsory paper, SPL, but APM is optional. But the interesting point is that both papers are highly interconnected with each other. So SPL you have studied, APM will definitely be easier for you. Okay. What are the main capabilities? On successful completion of this exam, candidates should be able to. So what will you learn through this course? Use strategic planning and control models to plan and monitor organizational performance. Strategic planning and control models to plan and monitor organization performance. For example, we were talking about sustainability of the organization, sustainable performance of the organization, okay, because there is now a lot of focus on sustainability, about emission, about other natural resources, about social capital, about satisfaction of employees, about happiness of employees, about customers, about governance. So this subject will help you towards achieving those goals and aims. Next, identify and evaluate the design features of effective performance management information and monitoring systems, and recognize the impact of developments in technology on performance measurement and management systems. What is this? This means that after completing this paper or this exam, you should be able to not only know about the technologies which are suitable for the organization performance management, but you will also be able to evaluate those technologies, and you will also be able to design effective information systems as well. That is very interesting aspect of this paper. You will be able to design information systems and management accounting information systems of the organization. What is this? Simple, not very difficult. First, you will need to understand what type of information your organization need, whether you are in finance industry or you are in insurance or you are in retail or you are in any other industry, tourism, you are working as performance management expert or performance management specialist, or you are working as a management accountant in a resort. Okay, so what type of information your organization need? So you will first identify those information, and then you will help your organization to design such information system. Very interesting this is. You remember I told you that you will be at the center of your organization decision making and strategy. You will be the key part of strategic team of your organization. If you study this paper with much interest and enthusiasm, because this paper has so much to teach you. Okay, information requirements followed by information system. Next, apply appropriate strategic management performance measurement techniques in evaluating and improving organizational performance. Next, advise clients and senior management on strategic business performance evaluation and on recognizing vulnerability to corporate failure. Apply a range of professional skills in addressing requirements within the Advanced Performance Management exam and in preparation for or to support current work experience. Demonstrate employability and technology skills. Yes, demonstrate employability and technology skills. You might have noticed ACCA has updated its curriculum, and it has updated its overall kind of training as well. We are more focused on its students' employability and to update them with the latest technologies as well. So my dear, there are basically 4 sections in Advanced Performance Management syllabus. Means syllabus is divided into 4 sections. These are section A, which is about strategic planning and control. Section B is about performance management information system and technology developments. Section C is about strategic performance measurement. Section D is about performance evaluation. Syllabus is divided into these 4 sections, 4 sections. Then there are some new developments, some new additions to the APM syllabus. Okay, these are the latest developments, not very long old. For example, now APM paper has skills, professional skills tested in APM paper, just like SBL. Yes, my dear, just like SBL. Now there are 20 marks for skills in APM as well, and 80 marks for your knowledge application, and 20 marks for professional skills. What are those professional skills? Same you have learned at SBL level. Those are analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and then commercial acumen and communication. Okay, so those skills will be part of now Advanced Performance Management exam as well. Then there is a focus on employability and technology skills as well. Okay. Let's have a quick look at the 4 sections of the syllabus. Section A is about strategic planning and control. So what topics, what areas you are going to cover in this section? So first of all, you will be learning about what is strategic management accounting. What is strategic management accounting? You will learn about performance hierarchy, mean how performance is measured from top to the bottom of the organization. You will learn about performance management and control of the organization, mean what tools are available for management and control, such as budgeting systems. Then you will learn about changes in business structure and management accounting. Here you will be learning about process management, structure management of the organization, operation management of the organization. For example, you will be learning about business process re-engineering, you will be learning about. And then the last topic of section is ESG factors. This is also a latest update in the syllabus, environmental, social, and governance factors, and how those factors affect performance of the organizations. Okay, so this is the section A of syllabus. Section B, it is more about information system, information technology. So what will you be learning here? You will be learning here performance management information systems, performance management information systems. So you will be learning here about ERPS, about executive support system, about management accounting information system, and other interesting systems. You will be learning here about sources of management information. My dear, when we are designing information system to support our management control and decision making and planning, we also need to look for what sources are available where we can collect information and use those information in our information systems. So you will be learning about internal and external sources of information. Then next is about recording and processing systems and technologies. Interesting. You will be learning here about different technologies to capture data, to store data, to process data, to report data. Capture, process, store, report data. So what technologies are available for you? And then you will be learning here about data analytics, one of the key skill for the accountants now. Yes, data analyst, data analytics is a key skill now for accountants, my dear. You also need to learn data analytics. And then management reporting. Management reporting. Here you will be learning about the different features of a good report. What makes a good performance report? Good performance report. Okay. You will also learn about integrated report as well here. Integrated report. Then section C is about strategic performance measurement. So what would you be learning here? You will be learning here about strategic performance measures in the private sector. Strategic performance measures in the private sector. Different types of ratio analysis you will be learning here. Divisional performance and transfer pricing you will be learning here. Strategic performance measures in not-for-profit organization. Yes, you will be learning here about performance measurement in not-for-profit organization. On one side, you will be learning here about profit-focused measures. On the other side, you will be learning here about non-profit measures as well, non-financial measures as well. So you will have in-depth understanding of non-financial performance indicators or non-financial performance measurement. You will also be learning very comprehensively role of quality and quality systems in the organization, quality management systems. For example, you will here learn about just in time, you will learn here about TQM, you will learn here about target costing, you will learn here about Kaizen costing, you will learn here about Six Sigma. So these are different quality management and performance management tools and techniques. Then, very interesting topic, performance measurement and strategic human resource management issues. Strategic human resource management issues. So what will you be learning here? You will be learning here about interesting insights about rewards, importance of rewards, because humans normally are motivated with rewards, understand? So you will learn here the link, the relationship between performance measures and rewards. Just a quick idea for you. Do you know that when organization is designing a new strategy, when an organization plans a new strategy, understand, it needs new measures. Not clear? Let me explain. For example, a resort company, for example, that is running a 5-star hotel, for example, Lux Resorts. Okay, Lux Resorts is planning to enter into a budget resort or a budget hotel. A 5-star company is planning to enter into a budget hotel. Means it is going into a new strategy. Okay, a new strategy. By the way, I think Lux Resort also on budget hotels as well. Veranda, I think. Veranda is from Lux Resort. What do you think? So when there's a change in the strategy, for example, like an airline that is a premium airline, for example, premium airline is now planning to enter into a budget airline or no-frill airline. Understand? It will need new performance measures, performance measurement system, followed by new set of rewards. New set of rewards to motivate its employees. Human capital, to motivate its human capital. So this is a very basic learning that you should learn, that when there's a shift in the strategy of the organization, there is a need for new performance measures. And when there is a new performance measures, okay, there's a need to update reward system as well. Imagine, now I'm asking you this simple question. 2 questions I would ask you. I want now your participation. For example, an organization has designed, what if, okay, we can have a little bit conversation now, discussion now. What if the new strategy is not supported by new set of measures or KPIs or performance measurement system? What would happen? Then what would happen? I would love to hear from you. A very simple question I have put forward. What happened? You are welcome to share your thoughts on this question. And I can tell you, a lot of companies make this mistake. A lot of companies make this mistake. They change their strategy, but they don't change their performance measurement system. So I love to hear from you now. What would be the outcome for the organization? Misallocated? Opportunity cost? Yes. Means, in other words, Satyajit, I can reword your point of view, means there would be inaccurate calculations. Yes, inaccurate calculations. Any other student? Any other student would like to share your thoughts? Okay, I ask you another simple question. Why? Why we do need performance measures? This is very, very important to clarify in this today class. Why we do need performance measures? It's a very simple. Very simple. Let's make it clear for everyone. Oh, very good. Thank you very much again. Thank you very much. You have a little bit made it easy for me to explain, to know if the company is doing well. Ali, to be able to measure performance of organization, take corrective measures in order to be aligned with their long-term objective. Would you be happy if I sum up the whole story in just a single word? Would you be happy? Just a single word I use to explain the whole story. And guess what is that word? A single word. A single word. A single word to explain the whole story. That is called success. Yes, Hamzah, you are right. To know if the company is achieving its objective or otherwise, whether the plan is achieved or not. I'm really, really thankful to you. You have explained really well. So guys, are you clear this with just single word to understand the whole performance management theory? Are you clear? Measure success. Okay. So we need performance measures, we need KPIs, we need performance measurement system to know if we are on right track, if we are on right way, if we are in right direction to achieve our objectives, to achieve our goals, to achieve our aims, to achieve our vision, to achieve our mission. Success. This is about direction. This is about direction of the organization. Are we in right direction? So this is the reason why we need performance measures. This is the reason why we need performance measurement system. Now come back to the question. This question, that question is done. Now come to this question. New strategy is not supported by performance measurement system. So what would happen? Please now, please respond. What would happen if the new strategy of the organization is not supported by new set of measures? Or instead, the organization is still using the old measures. What would happen? The company will not be able to measure success of its strategy. The company, the business would not be able to know correctly, exactly whether its new strategy is working or not. Yes, very good, perfect. That the company, the business organization would not be able to know whether it is working, how is its strategy is working, unable to know how is its strategy working. It will not be able to know. So the point here is basically what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. Imagine how interesting is this paper. You are exploring new things. What gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets controlled. Have you heard about this famous quote? Do you know about this famous quote? It's in the center of performance management. And by the way, it's a part of syllabus as well. Yes, what gets measured gets done. Very important part of our lectures, our discussion, and it is a part of syllabus as well. So imagine how interesting, how important it is to measure right things, how important it is for any organization. Imagine how important it is for any organization to measure accurate things. Accurate things means accurate metrics, okay, KPIs, accurate areas. Got it? I hope you are getting the bigger picture. You are understanding the importance of this subject in the daily life of any organization. Okay, so my dear, new strategy requires new measures, and if there are no measures, mean organization would not be able to measure its success. One word to explain the whole story, that is called success. Okay, so you will be learning here about reward system. And then the last topic, behavioral aspects of performance measurement. Behavioral aspects, very interesting. You will be learning here about how managers behave, how people behave when there is change in the performance measures. Okay, when there is change in the performance measures. Or you will also learn here about the problems with performance measurement systems, the issues with performance measures, because you already have understood what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. On the one side, it has advantages. On the other side, it has disadvantages. It has disadvantages. What are disadvantages? For example, if you ask a manager, hey, you have to measure this 1, 2, 3. You have to measure 1, 2, 3 areas. That's it. So what would happen? The manager would, and you say, hey, you have to measure 1, 2, 3. That's it. And your reward will be based on meeting our targets in 1, 2, 3. That's it. What will happen? The manager will put his or her best effort to achieve this 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in doing so, there would be some damage. There would be some issues with other behaviors as well. For example, these are called myopia. Myopia. The manager may start making short-term decisions just to achieve those goals, to achieve those targets. Another behavior which we discuss is called tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. Okay. Another problem that we discuss is called ossification. So you will be learning about these interesting terms here in behavioral aspects of performance measurement, how managers behave towards performance management systems. Okay, last part of the syllabus is about alternative views of performance measurement and management. So what will you be learning here about? You will be here learning about different models of performance measurement, such as you will learn here about balanced scorecard. You will learn here about balanced scorecard. You will learn here about building block model. Building block model. You will learn here about performance pyramid. You will learn here about activity-based management. Okay, and last topic of advanced performance management syllabus is strategic performance issues in complex organizations. Okay. Strategic performance issues in complex business structures. Complex business structures. What is this complex business structures? Very interesting. Modern era organizations are complex. Modern day organizations are complex. What makes modern day organizations complex? Look at supply chains. Look at customers, look at regulation, look at compliance, look at other requirements, look at competition, look at the materials and components, look at behaviors. This makes modern day organizations very complex. Think of, for example, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube. These are very classic examples of complex organizations because they involve millions of customers and thousands of content developers. So here you will be learning about how to measure performance in complex organizations, models for measuring performance. Okay, in complex organizations. So my dear, this is a quick overview of syllabus. So you have noticed syllabus is not too long or too much. No. The most important thing in advanced performance management is application. Application. The technicality and application of this paper is most important thing. Okay. All right. So next, let's talk about professional skills. The skills that you will need to develop, and there are 20 marks now. Communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. These are the skills that you will need to apply to your answers. When you are writing your answers, your answer should reflect these skills. Employability and technology, we already have discussed that ACCA is more focusing on technology skills. Okay. So students, when they go into the work spaces, into the practical workspaces, they should not feel alienated. They should not feel those systems as strange. They should already be able to understand those systems. Okay. So get ready. Get ready for the practical work spaces. Okay, so what are the approaches to examining the syllabus? Let's talk about now advanced performance management paper structure. There will be two sections in the advanced performance management paper. Two structures, two sections. Paper will be 3 hours and 15 minutes. By the way, my dear, when I am explaining things, you might have questions. This is a natural thing. When we are listening to someone or when we are reading a book, questions emerge. So please note down those questions and ask me. Never be shy, never be afraid of asking questions. Question asking is part of your learning process. Okay. And this is your right to ask questions. And this is my obligation to satisfy your questions. So please don't be shy in asking questions. Section A of the paper. Section A of the exam will always be 50 marks, case study based on an organization in a particular business context. So these 50 marks of section A, question 1, comprise 40 technical marks and 10 professional skills marks. I already have highlighted in yellow. 50 marks divided into 40 and 10. 40 technical marks and 10 professional skills marks. All professional skills will be examined in section A. All professional skills mean all. Analysis and evaluation, communication, commercial acumen, and skepticism. All skills will be tested. Next, it will include the organization mission statement and strategic objectives, and candidates will be expected to be able to assess or evaluate the methods by which organization is controlling, managing, measuring performance in order to achieve its objectives. You see, I told you already that evaluate verb is frequently used in advanced performance management, especially in all questions. So you can see here, in question 1, you will be required to assess or evaluate the methods, the systems, the techniques, the approaches, the tools, the frameworks, the models that the organization is using. You have to check whether those methods are suitable, whether those methods are good for the fit for the organization. This is not difficult. This is a typical question tested in advanced performance management. So by making a little preparation, just understanding a little bit of this one, you can have a good grip over this area. Okay, including an evaluation of organization performance report. Yes, this is a very typical question set in question number 1. Typical, regularly, a regular question, regularly tested area. Including an evaluation of organization performance report, information systems, new strategies for projects, and its performance management and measurement systems. Candidates should understand that they will be expected to undertake calculations, draw comparisons against relevant information where appropriate, and be prepared to offer alternative recommendation as needed. Yes. So in question number 1, not only there would be evaluation of existing system, there may also be required some recommendations as well. Management accountants are required to look across a range of issues which will affect organization performance, the achievement of objectives, and impact on operations. And so candidates should expect to see section A of the exam focus on a range of issues from across syllabus. Section A, B, and C. These will vary depending on the business context. The case study in section A is based on. Section A questions will ask candidates to produce a response in a specific format. For example, a report to the board of directors. Normally it is a report. Section A requires a report writing. Okay, so this is the story of section A, question number 1 of 50 marks. Let's talk about section B. Section B consists of 2 questions, each 25 marks. So candidates will be required to answer further 2 25-mark questions in section B of exam, which will normally comprise of scenario-based questions. The 25 marks will comprise of 20 technical marks and 5 professional skills marks, because there are 2 questions in section B and each question 25 marks, and those 25 marks are divided into 20 technical marks and 5 professional skills marks. Section B questions will examine a combination of professional skills appropriate to the question. each question will examine a minimum of 2 professional skills. Yes, each question of section B will test minimum of 2 skills from analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. One of the, communication is not tested. Communication skill is not tested in section B because it's more about report writing. One of the section B question will come mainly from syllabus section D. This is good news. That one question of section B will be tested from section D of syllabus. And section D has few topics. If you look at section D, there are not many topics, I told you already. Section D. This is section D. So how many topics are there? There's a balance scorecard. There's a building block model. There's a performance pyramid. There's an activity-based management. 4 topics these, plus performance management and measurement and complex. So just few topics are there. Out of these few topics, you will be tested with 1 question. So by having a good understanding of section D topics, you can ensure 1 question is there for you. So, however, the section B question can come from any other syllabus section. Section B questions will also require candidates to address a range of issues influencing performance of organization in specific business situations. Okay, so this is how section A and section B are set. How will the APM exam, CV exam look like? So here are a few screenshots from the APM specimen exam, September 2022 onwards. So here is you can see here how the question will look like. On the left-hand side, there will be exhibits of the question. Okay. On the right side, there are few details of the question. On the left-hand side columns, there are exhibits, there are requirements, and then there are response options. Okay. So how the questions will look like of advanced performance management? Let's have a look. Question number 1. It is now 1st September 20x5. Write a report to the CEO of the Department for Internal Affairs to respond to his instructions for work on the following areas. My dear, keep in mind a new trend in advanced performance management. New trend. Now it is not new trend. It's a bit old now because few years, 2-3 years back it started. That question requirements are integrated within the scenario. Please be clear about APM task requirements. What is this? According to the latest pattern, of APM exam, detailed question or task requirements are integrated within the scenario. Within the scenario, detailed requirement is integrated within the scenario or embedded inside the scenario. Okay. For example, if you look at here, write a report to the CEO of the Department for Internal Affairs to respond to his instructions for work on the following area. Requirement 1 is about critical success factors and key performance indicators for deal and police, 16 marks. But this is not complete requirement. This is not complete requirement. Where is complete requirement? Complete requirement is within the scenario. In this particular section where information is provided for critical success factors and KPIs. This, I want my students to be very clear on this, because you will need to go back to your question again and again to have clear understanding of what you are going to do. Because in case if you are not clear about the question requirement, how will you be able to structure your answer? In order to structure your answer, okay, you will need to have clear understanding of task or question requirements which are given within the scenario. I hope you are clear on this first day of the class. Okay, second requirement, an evaluation of the value for money services provided and use of league tables in measuring the performance of deal. And these are not detailed requirements, I told you already. So 16 marks, 14 marks, 10 marks, total is 40. 16 plus 14 plus 10 is equal to 40. And 10 marks are for professional skills. Which professional skills are tested here? Professional skills, professional marks will be awarded for the demonstration of skills in communication. And communication is more about report writing. It is more about report. How you follow the report format, how you make use of paragraphs, how you put your structure of the report, mean different headings, make use of headings, and different paragraphs should have the natural, you can say, connection between the different paragraphs. Understand, this is very important at professional level, by the way. When you will have the opportunity to write a report for your board, or you will be required to write any other document, keep in mind that there should be a natural connection between the different paragraphs that you will put in your story or writing. That is very important. Analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen in your answer. Okay, here is section B questions. Section B question look like this. Okay, here is section B question, 25 marks. It is now 1st September 2025. Respond to the CEO request for work on the following area. You see, this is the latest pattern of advanced performance management. And literally, I can tell you, this is more easier than ever before. This is more easier. How it is easier? Definitely, I will be discussing with you on our next classes when we will start practice, online practice, or in the platform when we will be doing practice. I will explain to you how it is easy now to score marks in advanced performance management than ever before. Okay, So introduction of a just-in-time system. That's it. This is not complete requirement. Complete requirement is within the scenario. Complete requirement is within the scenario. Second part is cost of quality changes. That's it. Yes, that's it. Where is the complete requirement? Complete requirement is within the scenario. So 13 plus 7, 20 marks, and 20 plus 5 marks are for professional skills, with the awarded for demonstration of skills in analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen skill. Okay, so this is how questions are set around. This is question number 3. This was question number 2. This is question number 3 of 3. So same, you can see requirement is here. Respond to director's request for work on the following area. Implementation of step 2 of VBM, measurement of value. Is this complete requirement? No, no, no. This is not complete requirement. Complete requirement is within the scenario. My dear, so this is about how advanced performance management questions are set. So you have noticed it's an easy game. It is easy game, but you need to prepare accurately. Your KPIs of preparation must be clear. KPIs, yes, interesting. I'm using word your KPIs because you are studying advanced performance management. So you should also have your KPIs of preparation that we will be discussing in our next class. Okay, how you need to work on, how you need to prepare better. So, my dear, understanding of APM CBA exam technique. Good exam technique alongside good technical knowledge is key to exam success. But what is good exam technique in advanced performance management? How do you improve these skills? And what about professional skills marks? Okay. Exam technique covers many areas, including understanding the structure of exam that we have been discussing, structure of exam, and the way in which questions are asked. Yes, little bit I have shared with you already, and more we will be discussing in our coming classes. Question 1, for example, require you to use question scenario to gain a complete picture of tasks that you have been set and therefore maximize your opportunity to score marks. Okay, so from September 2022, there are certain changes have been made to the APM syllabus. In case if any student has taken this exam before, okay, this is important for you. But those students who are going to take first time, it is okay for them. But if you have taken it already, any student has taken, then you need to please focus. APM syllabus has been restructured with few key changes. Topics removed from the syllabus. Yes, few topics have been removed. For example, section B has been removed. Section B was about impact of risk and uncertainty on organization performance. This has been removed from the syllabus. Section E3, predicting and preventing corporate failure models. Yes, there were 2 models in the previous syllabus about predicting and preventing corporate failure. That has been removed from the syllabus. Okay. So these are the sections removed from the syllabus, but new topics have been added. Okay, what topics are added? Data analytics has been expanded with following additions. Yes, because this topic is becoming key skill for accountants. Key skill for accountants, data analytics. So here, new topics a little bit have been added. For example, now you need to know about data silos. What are data silos? You need to know about different methods of data analysis, such as descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and predictive analytics. This is part of syllabus now. B4D, section B4D, use of alternative methods of data analytics, such as, for example, text, image, video, voice analytics, and sentiment analysis. Yes, my dear, sentiment analysis. By the way, social media platforms are the best examples that are using all this data: text, image, video, voice, sentiment analytics. Just from one word, one reaction, they can, on the basis of AI-based engines, okay, they can analyze text, image, video, voice, sentiment analytics. Then another interesting topic is ethical issues related to information collection and processing. There's a lot of debate is going on these days about ethics of social media, about websites. For example, apps in our mobile phones. Do you know that they track a lot of information? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? That apps in our phones, they track a lot of data about us. Hello? Do you know about that? Even apps can trace if you have moved from one app to other app. They can even trace as well which app you have been previously using. And location is very common. Apps track location where we have been. And now they can listen to us as well. Are you aware of that? They listen. Understand? Have you noticed? Here we are speaking to our friend and we have used any particular word or a brand name or a product name. And on the next moment, when we go on the social media, by the way, right now my gadgets are listening me. When we go on the YouTube or Insta or Facebook, instantly we see an ad related to that product or that brand or that business. You might have seen already. Okay, so that is part of data analytics, how companies are collecting data about our behaviors. There's a lot of debate. So that's why there are new regulations are emerging in, especially, for example, Europe, about what type of data companies should be allowed to collect. And here, interesting topics in APM, ethical issues. For example, black box algorithms, large-scale data collection and mining. So these topics are part of APM now. Okay, all right. Summary of changes to APM syllabus. CB paper applicable as from September 2022. Section A, yeah, we already have discussed the new change to the APM, that there are 20 marks for professional skills and 80 marks for technical writing and technical marks, and how they are allocated. We already have discussed this one. Okay, so resources for APM CB exam preparation. There are plenty of questions now available, and I will also be providing you my own question kit, okay, that is updated according to the latest APM exam pattern. So you will have plenty of practice available for preparation of your exam. Then how I will add and lead and add value. So I will be providing you the complete syllabus notes, comprehensive. I will be providing you the book that will cover every detail of the syllabus. Then you will have the summary notes at the end of the syllabus when you will go for your exam. There will be summary notes. Practice kit will be provided. Continuing support through WhatsApp group. Train you how to develop structured approach to pass APM exam. Train you how to read APM questions. Little bit we already have discussed. Train you how to connect the dots, information given in the scenario, how to read and analyze tasks, what is effective communication through writing and improve your writing skill. That is very important. How to structure and draft the answers, important skill that you need to work on. Avoid common mistakes, and then time management skill. Although there are 3 hours and 15 minutes, means there are 195 minutes, 195 minutes, 3 hours and 15 minutes equal to 195 minutes. And you have to write for how many marks, my dear? You have to write for how many marks? You have to write for how many marks? 80 or 100? You have to write for how many marks? You have to write for 80 marks. So divided by 80. Divided by 80. What is time allocation per mark? Can you please make some calculation? Time allocation per mark. It should be from the beginning in your mind. Okay, how much time you can allocate for each mark. Understand? So this will help you to better manage the time. Okay, so these studying advanced performance management, we will be discussing. I will be sharing with these slides with you. You will have these slides so you can go through these all. So APM course and numbers, quick look. There is a 17 weeks plus study sessions, 17 weeks, 50 hours plus of study time, means it will be almost 55 around, or maybe if we will have extra classes, it may exceed 60 as well. 30 plus exam focused practice question according to the latest pattern. 100% syllabus coverage. I start from A and finish at Z. Complete coverage of each bit of syllabus will be discussed with you. 10 plus assignments. There will be assignments if you will be happily working on that. There will be 2 mid-session mocks or tests that I strongly encourage to take those mocks. And our closing syllabus will be closing 30th April 2023. Okay, so that's it from our introductory class. I hope this introduction would help you understand this amazing and beautiful, wonderful advanced performance management paper. I hope you are now better prepared to answer the question you would have about APM. I think you are now better understood the scope of this paper, the future of this paper. You are better understood why I am so much passionate about this paper, because I love and live this paper. Okay. Why I am so much enthusiastic about this paper. Okay, and I am working on take this paper to next levels. Yes, I am working on designing short courses. I am working on designing 2 weeks, 1 week skill courses on the basis of this advanced performance management for different industries. I am already working on this. I want to take this paper to new levels, new heights, because I believe in this paper. It has a future. So that's why I hope you have understood this paper and how valuable it is. And I hope now you would be feeling proud why you have selected this paper. That's it from today's class. Looking forward to see you on next Sunday with more interesting insights. And we will be starting our chapter number 1. Meanwhile, you will have the notes, volume 1 as well. So a big thank you, all of you, for joining my course, for choosing my course, for joining my class, and hope you are able to understand my teaching style as well. So that's it from today. Thank you very much. Have a very, very beautiful evening, and take care of you, your families, and the beautiful Mauritius. See you on next Sunday. Bye.